the Infinite Wisdom Interview Series. You know, this is a place for you to expand your mind, stretch your horizons, and see the vastness of possibilities the universe has to offer. We create a community of thousands of brilliant individuals with the hopes and the desires to build a better world for ourselves, for our children, and their children's children. So tell us where you're from, where you're tuning in from. Drop a hint in the comments, a landmark, a city, a country, what the state of current events, possibly the planet that you're on. We have a global community of spiritually minded souls and really want others who might be new to our show to really realize how many millions are out there that think and feel the same way. So today's episode takes us into the vastness of human design. And my understanding and experience with human design is a logical system that brings together principles of the I Ching, astrology, Kabbalah, Hindu-Brahmin, the chakra system, quantum physics, a whole collaboration of influences brought together to create a human design chart. Also called, if I understand right, the BodyGraph. And it's calculated using your birth date, your time, place to reveal your genetic human design. And Maylene is an extra special guest. So we met her through the Xpansion Alchemy program, where all three of us teach Masterclasses. And I was so taken by her style and her knowledge that I asked her to design my human design chart. And I've got to admit, I was blown away. Besides human designs, Maylene, she loves to help women succeed in business because the more successful women there are out there, the more that we can help other females succeed. And Maylene has been helping business owners start and run profitable businesses for 15 years, as well as having her own lash salon. She is passionate, knowledgeable, inspired, compassionate, trustworthy, and she's just an authentic female. She is amazing. She has an innate interest and an unquenchable thirst for life and all it has to offer. Sound familiar? Because she uses her combined qualifications and her culturally diversified background. She believes in inspiring individuals to embrace their core strengths, enhance them, find their talents, and understand their vision and make their passion, their dreams, and their visions come to life while guiding them to achieve their vision. She's a mentor, she's a coach, she's an intuitive guide, and above all, she loves everything about business and business strategies, so we can kind of pick her brain here a little bit. She's all about branding, communications management. She's an image consultant, a makeup artist. I don't know when she sleeps. I have not a clue. Maylene, we are so happy to have you here.
Yeah, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me on the Infinite Wisdom. It's incredible, and the way you explained. I think I'm going to ask you to introduce me on all my podcasts in Summit Series.
Sure. But yours are like at 4:00 in the morning, so I'm not sure that's going to work. I don't know if I have quite the energy at that time, but I can try.
I'm sure actually you have a lot more energy than I do being a manifestor. You just need to rest more. And then after you've rested, you have like a ton of energy. So you're like 1,000%, and then you need your rest before you get back there. Which is really cool. And I'm a projector, and one thing projectors need, and if your audience is watching, they'll know if they're a projector, is you need to feel recognized by people you speak to, because then you achieve more, you do better. So the way you introduced me, especially as a projector, makes me feel very recognized. So thank you very much. And I'm so honored to be here. Human design, I absolutely love, because I don't know if anyone's experienced this, where you've grown up your whole life and you've been told who you should be, and society tells you who you should be, and then your parents are like, you need to get straight A's and you need to be a doctor or whatever. I never fitted into any of those boxes, and I grew up confused. And I wanted to do astrology as a child, and I was told they're just stars, you need a real career. And I wanted to do marketing and become in beauty. And they were like, all girls do that, go into business. So I did. And then I discovered human design, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't have a defined identity center, which is why I've had so many careers. Because I was like, what if I could be a doctor? Let me be a doctor. Maybe people would respect me if I was a doctor. Then I went into marketing. And then I was like, maybe people would respect me if I went into marketing. And the thing is, so Ross is a manifestor and you have a defined identity. And only 9% of the population is a manifestor, which is incredible because you are our role models. We look up to you. You're influential. You're successful. You're driven. So if there's a path you're leading, we will follow you. It's the right idea for any of the speakers. And for projectors, we have to direct people, and we're very intuitive. I think Gary's a projector as well, but we can get burnt out very quickly because we don't have as much energy. So we have 5 personalities. So there's the manifestor, the projector, the generator, the reflector, and the mani-gen. So the generators, they make up 35% of the workforce, and they need to feel really lit up about the work they do, like very, very excited. So your audience watching, they will know which one of the personalities they fit into. So the generators need to feel lit up. They need to have life, and they're what give us life force. They have sustainable energy. They have strong energy. They're the people who make the world go round. Right. The reflectors have undefined centers, so they reflect back to who we are and the health of the people around them. And then you get the mani-gen, which is a manifestor and a generator combined, and they're very energetic. And these are the people who love to multitask and also love doing so many things. So parents generally tell these children, if you were growing up, they'd be like, can you just pick one thing? Can you just study one thing? Can you just do good in maths and stick to that because that's good for you and we know it? And this child is going, but I want to do art and I want to play musical instruments and I feel like doing maths, but I also have 10,000 hobbies. That is normal for a manifesting generator. They're multitasking. They hate waiting. They also never finish what they start. So that's one thing because they have so much energy to start things. So if you have any followers or listeners, they'll probably comment on where they fit into of the different personality types.
Right. Yeah. So if you're watching, and drop in the comments what you think you are, and then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, these when she did my chart, she actually did a partial one of my wife, which we're going to finish that here very soon. She was spot on, absolutely just spot on. And I did a lot of soul searching. Like, oh my gosh. It's like I was blown away. This is incredible stuff.
And the nice thing about human design is a lot of people do personality tests. This is way deeper than your normal personality test. It's not just like one day you can be a great lawyer or one day you're going to be a great police officer because you like protecting people. It's more, once we get into your chart and we break it down, so we know for us, you're a manifestor, so you are successful, you're driven. Your whole life, all the experiences have led you up to being this role model that you're meant to be for us to follow. You have a very powerful presence. And I'm sure when people come to you or they see you or they meet you, they're like, wow, I can feel his presence. And I can hear in your strong voice, you've got a defined throat. And there are 9 centers in human design that we break down. So if you're a person who overthinks a lot and thinks to a point where you can give yourself a headache, it means you have an undefined head. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just we have to direct your thoughts and ground yourself a little bit more so that your thoughts are a little more aligned. There's the ajna, which is your certainty, your throat center, which is communication. So I don't know if you've ever met anybody, you went out for coffee, or when you were dating, when we all go on these dates, when you start dating and you meet someone and you're excited and you talk and you're very talkative and they're really, really quiet, or you're both sitting down and you're both very quiet, it's because you don't have a defined throat center. So it's not open, you don't speak easily. And in that situation, you just need to be around someone who has a defined throat center so you can speak more. So I know for me, I don't have a defined throat center. So if I'm interviewing someone who doesn't have a defined throat center, it's a little bit harder for me to interview them. I need to be around someone with a defined throat center to open up my throat center. And the thought with human design is, you know, there's the saying that when you meet someone, they make up 50% of who you are. So in human design, you have like defined centers and undefined centers. And if you meet them together, like half and half becomes a whole.
Right.
So if there's people watching who are couples and want the combined version, we can also look at doing that.
Yeah, and that was the big aha that you presented me with my wife, where we did mine, and you know, I was kind of like half, and then you inserted her chart into that, and I became a whole. And I've told people that since the day I met her. I said, she absolutely completes me. I can't explain it, you know, but she is the other half of me. And then you come up and say, oh, well, this is why, let me show you. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is, you know, I mean, I literally, after the interview, I ran down from the office. I'm, baby, look, I told you.
We were always meant to be. We're two halves of one whole.
That's right. So
which is
it
so
is very
cool.
true. That's so cool.
So cool to know.
And that completion, I think, can happen in any type of a relationship, whether it be your personal relationships or your business relationships. All of that synergy just is incredible, and almost, I would say, it's relatively it's necessary to have all those different factions or pieces that you're talking about, you know, the generator, the manifester, and such, having all of those as part of a business organization to make it whole and complete.
100%.
Yeah. So just to kind of a recap, because I'm not sure, again, we're not sure how many of the audience is versed in human design. We have had some people in some of our trainings and some of our live streams kind of inquire about it, but so just to recap, so we've got the 5 personality types, right? We've got the manifestor, generator, the Mani-Gen, is that what you call it? The manifestor, generator?
Yes, Mani-Gen.
And then you got the projector and the reflector, right? So what's the value in someone figuring out that identity first and foremost?
It helps you understand yourself, because the thing is, we grow up with our parents who come from an entirely, completely different era. So, and then we go to school and your teachers want to teach you how to be one way. And then you have friends who want you to be one way. And then you get confused when you're a teenager. And I've done a lot of human design charts, and I love doing them for parents and children. So I've done it for one lady, and she's got 2 kids who are completely have different personalities. So one's a projector and the one's a Mani-Gen. And when I explained it to her, she's like, okay, that makes sense, because she tried to do like a mom and daughter day where she had both of them in the kitchen to bake a cake. And the one little girl was just quiet and she just wanted to sit and read the recipe. And the other one had cake flour everywhere and butter everywhere. And she wanted to mix the butter, and then she wanted to line the tin pans, and she was just all over the place. And I was like, that daughter, the busy one, that's your manifesting generator. So don't tell her to calm down. Yeah, it's not going to help her. She's never going to calm down. Just let her run out of energy. That's what she's supposed to do. And if she doesn't, give her more things to do that she's going to love, because she's never going to run out of energy. And the other one who's quiet, allow her to read, allow her to do the things she wants to do, but by forcing her to do something she's not, she's going to be frustrated or angry and resent her. And she always said that the one daughter is very bossy and the other one's not. And it's because the one has a defined identity and the other one doesn't. So the one that doesn't is always following the other little girl. So it helps parents, because we, as kids, we do grow up in a society that tells you how to be. So what I love about human design, and I wish my parents knew, they always said to me I was going to be a hermit and I will never speak. And I just realized, well, I'm a projector. I don't have a defined throat center. I was never meant to talk. I was meant to just study my whole life, and I love it. So it helps kids, and it allows parents to say, it's okay for you to be quiet. It doesn't mean you're a hermit. I'm not going to label you. You want to sit in the corner and read. There's nothing wrong with you. Because people will be like, parents will be, you're not sociable because you love reading. Or you're too busy, you have too much energy. I can't handle that.
Yeah.
Don't know what to do with you. Right.
Okay, so give you some clarity here. So basically what we are witnessing right now is the birth of the Human Design Parenting book, right?
That's such an excellent idea. I feel bad not being a parent, though, giving parent advice.
Do it. I mean, I'm telling you.
I think it's a great idea. I think also when you do couple designs, like Gary asked about the 5 different ones. So we have manifestor, projector, many gens, generators, which is a manifestor and generator together. So they have defined energies. So they'll always be your energy beings. A projector and a reflector doesn't have a defined energy. So if you are dating someone and you go out for the night and you have an excellent dinner and the girl's like, I'm sorry, I just want to go home to be alone. She needs to get her energy because she's expended so much energy. And that might make a guy feel like, what did I do wrong? Why is she so quiet? Why is she leaving me alone? She's not. She just needs to get her energy. So like Ross and Gary's a projector, Ross is a manifestor. This interview could be very energetic. If you had 10 people on, it's a lot of energy. You need to hold the space for all the people watching. And there's so much going on in your mind. Afterwards, you want that 1 hour alone time. You want to go take a nap. It's great for your energy. Where someone else who's a manager will look at you and go, why are you being lazy? Wasn't that great? Wasn't it good enough? How are you not happy? And you're like, I am happy. I'm a little bit tired. So that's, I think the benefit of knowing what you are helps you understand yourself and other people and helps create better boundaries in relationships between parents and children.
Yeah, so we all have to wear labels on our heads so that nobody can call us lazy or crazy or hyper or whatever the case. Well, because you had mentioned something to me that because of the difference between my wife and I, you actually said that, you know, at least once a week or so, you know, we should sleep in separate rooms because she can drain, instead of recharge me, she can drain me. Can you explain that a little bit more? So
you need a lot of rest, but you can struggle from insomnia. And you're a manifestor, that's 9% of our population. So if you do suffer from insomnia, it's not that you just can't sleep. It just takes your brain and your body a lot longer to calm down. So if your wife is a mani-gen, so I'm a projector, my boyfriend's a manifesting generator. He's the type that has a lot of energy and he can multitask and he hates waiting and he loves starting new things. So if we go to bed at the same time, I will not fall asleep because his energy levels are here because he's so excited about the day and everything he's done. And I'm like in my Zen mode. And then he comes to bed, we sleep together and his energy is here and mine's going to rise. And I'm not going to come down and rest because I'm absorbing all that energy from him so he can sleep. So that's why it's best if couples sometimes have times alone. And all of the people watching this, I promise you, if you try it, take a night away and sleep separately. And some smartwatches have how you sleep, and you can measure how good your sleep is. So yeah.
So if for those of you that are watching, put in the comments, you know, which one are you? Which one do you think you are? And let us know. Even if you're on the replay, put in the comments, or on YouTube, you know, put it down in the comments as well. And I think what we'll see is we're going to start to see that variety of the different personalities that are out there.
And the thing is, you do get people who are, I wouldn't say codependent, but you do get some people in couples who are like, I want to hold hands every night and I want to be together every night. And that's okay. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying that when you need your rest and you can't sleep and there's no reason why you can't sleep, maybe look at what your energy type is and see how that works in your relationship. Also, when you're in a relationship, it's not about compromising. It's about understanding each other and working together to make your relationship better and stronger. So if you understand that one person needs more sleep and you're a very energetic person, it gives you that time away to go and do all the other things that you can do on your own.
Yeah. Another trait that that has formed with my relationship with my wife is that I've always, wanted or needed, that one day completely on my own. And when I have that, I don't mean I leave the house for 24 hours, but, I'll take a majority of the day and I'll either, lock myself in the office or, go out and get other things done, or even in some cases, just go and work outside in the yard, and I'll just be there all day. And and after I'm done with that particular day, I feel recharged.
Yes, definitely. I agree with that. I think there's a lot we can go into in terms of relationships, because alone time is needed. Also, you want to keep the mystery. Also, girls need a lot of alone time. So I know a lot of guys, when I speak to them, they're like, the girls just want to be with me all the time. And then when I speak to the girls, they're like, it's not that I want to be with him all the time because I need to do my hair and my nails and go do all my girly stuff. But I feel like if there's time separated, that we miss the connection. And the truth is, being away to recharge your energy just means that when you come together, there's so much more energy together and so much more to do together. A little bit of miss the person when they're not there. But I do think that having one night a week sleeping separately is great. You might miss each other more. If you have a couple that when they're living together, they're very quiet, because sometimes you can live with someone and live completely past them. Especially after COVID, everyone's working from home. So you have your own space and your own rooms and everything. And they might not have defined throats. So when they go out to dinner, they have a lot to talk about because the people around them are talking. So they pick up on that energy to speak. I have days where I don't have energy to do anything. And then I'm like, okay, do I want to go do yoga and be alone to get my energy? Or do I want to go sit in a coffee shop and work to get energy from other people? Both work.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
All right. So now there's another book.
Because we have a segment of our audience that are entrepreneurs and business owners. How has, as a business mentor and coach, how do you incorporate human design into your approach when helping entrepreneurs and individuals succeeding in their ventures?
Good question.
Really good question. So for projectors, because we learn a lot. So projectors love learning. I'm a projector, I love learning everything to like the point where you become an expert. So as a projector, and if you're a projector and you're listening, you will know. And if you're not a projector, you will know who's the projector in your circle of friends. Has anybody ever come up to you and they're like, hey, Gary, I just want to talk to you about the planet Mars. I know so much about the planet Mars. And then I'm going to talk your ear off it. Or they walk up to you and they go, Gary, I see that you have a book on candles. I'm going to give you the whole breakdown on candles because I've studied candles and I know everything about candles. And you go, okay, I didn't actually ask you. I have a book, but it's not for me. Those kind of people who just like butt in and give you information because they've got all this information, those are projectors. They're just like, I want to give you all this information and help you. And the thing is, the people who are not projectors go, you're such a know-it-all. I didn't actually ask for all that information. You're too much for me to handle right now. So please take a step back. So in business, projectors need to share what they know, but not in a forceful way. And they need to be invited into doing something because you would recognize a projector because they will be speaking about candles and scents and everything. And they will show up just speaking. But when they force it, if they force a sale, it's not going to feel good and no one's going to want that sale. A manifesting generator in terms of business, they are multitaskers. So if they have a coach or a business person saying, listen, I know you're a very busy person and I know you want to create 5,000 courses and you want to do one on Instagram, one on Facebook, one on TikTok. Most coaches will go, please, can you just niche and focus on one thing? Just do Instagram. Those manifesting generators are going to be bored out of their mind. They're going to lose interest. They're not going to be excited. And whatever they create is not going to work because they're going to be so resentful that you've now forced them into this little box when
they're not their authentic self, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all human design is being authentic to who you are and not letting society tell you who you are. Generators need to feel lit up by what they do. So they need to listen to what questions are being asked. So they need to speak about whatever they want. They can speak about candles. I love candles. So I don't know why that's a topic, but they could speak about candles and go, I'm making 5 candles. And someone will say, what can you tell me about lavender? And they will create a course specifically on that. So they need to respond to people, where manifestors need to inform people. So in business, you need to inform people, what are you doing? Hi, my name is Maylene. I'm creating candles and I'd love to know what you want to know about that. And they like to be informed as well. I hope that answered that question.
Yeah, for sure.
So it helps to not, if people know, so as a coach, it helps to know what people like doing. So I've got one manifesting generator client and she wants to work with kids and adults and she wants to create courses for kids and adults. So if I say to her, no, don't do that, it's not going to work. She creates both. And then whichever one makes her excited is the one she talks about on that day.
Got it.
So it's kind of like, as I've always said, is this, the strength of a team always lies in its differences. Like you don't want to have a team of all the exact same person because personality or traits or design, because then there's going to be a lot of holes left at things that are not going to be getting done.
Yeah. So if we had 2 Rosses in a company, because you love to start things and you're so driven, you could both start things and go in completely different directions.
Right.
And then if me as a projector, I don't start things, I wait for the invitation. I will just wait for some direction without being invited, or I will do something that nobody ever asked me to do. And then it might not turn out well. So when I used to work in corporate, I was always like, I want to create a newsletter and I want to create Skype and I want to have breakfast. And everybody was like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, why not? So, but the minute someone said, okay, we need to get more sales or more clients, I was like, okay, that's an invite. I can use all my energy just focusing on that right now.
Right.
And also knowing your human design with the 9 different centers. If you have your root center, if it's grounded, if it's the box at the bottom is colored in, it means that you have a lot of energy, you need to be grounded, and you can work under pressure. So if you run a company and you have someone who has a grounded root, you'll know they'll always get their work done. It might be last minute. I'm very last minute, but it will be done. And it'll be done perfectly and it'll be on time. Where someone without a defined root center, and my boyfriend doesn't have a defined root center, he always feels pressured. He has to do things and plan things like months in advance. And I'm like, we can do it the day before. So if we go for a trip, I will pack 5 hours before we have to leave. Because I'm like, why plan? And he will a week before have the case out, have the clothes ready. And I'm like, okay. So yeah. And it helps to know that in a relationship so that you don't fight with each other. Because now I'm like, okay, you need to plan so you can plan your stuff and I will do my stuff last minute.
Right. And we've all witnessed, participated or witnessed those types of relationships where, one or the other is saying, be more like me. And the other one's like, I don't want to be like you. I'm like me. You need to appreciate me for who I am. And you see that conflict, and where it's just like, you're both unique. You're both amazing people. Accept each other. And I've seen it where some simply can't. And they, eventually will, fall apart. There's another book. Okay. The Human Design Marriage Counseling book. All right. I'm on a roll.
You're giving me such great ideas now. That's why you're a manifestor, because you're driven and you have the ideas to start things. So you're like, do this and start it.
Yeah.
Then we just need a generator to create the book and write the book. Then we have a full team.
Exactly. That's phenomenal. I love this stuff.
So how does one, is there, outside of doing a chart reading, is there a way for someone to kind of get an idea of where someone, either themselves or someone in their team or family, fits into one of those 5 or even the 9 defined centers?
You'd have to get a chart reading, because there's so much that goes into it. Because other than the personality types, you get the different lines, and then you get the 9 centers, and then each center has a different gate and a different number. So that's why when anybody does human design, the first thing they say to me is, I don't want to be put in a box. And I'm like, you won't be put in a box, but I'm going to help you understand yourself so you can understand other people and how to relate to other people. So you get the personalities, then the 9 different centers, your root, throat, identity, and then you get the different line numbers. So it's line 1 to 6. So if you're a line 3, it means you're here for trial and error. You're meant to experience life. You're meant to experience the world so that you can come back and give people the ideas. If I remember correctly, I think Ross is a line 5. So he's meant to be a role model. He's meant to have experienced everything in life that he needed to become a role model, to go, I've done that. I've been where you are. Let me tell you how to do it better. Then you get the different lines, and then each has a different gate. So I have the gate of chaos. So I don't like boredom. So that's in my gate, and my partner doesn't have that. So he needs to know that there are days where I don't want to be home. I don't want to be bored. I want to be busy. And he needs to spend the weekend taking me out, because that's who I am. You get the gates of success, the gates of money. There's different gates that help you understand different things. Same as astrology now. So if you look at your astrology charts, the planet Venus, wherever that is in your chart, will tell you what people love to pay you for and what you need to be paid for.
Interesting.
So interesting. So I would always suggest a reading to go through the basics, and I'd never said one reading isn't enough. So you do your first reading so people can see what it is, understand, and take it in for themselves. And then there's the follow-up reading to say, okay, I understood it this way. Am I correct? And am I living according to my design? And how can
I think it's important for people to know that it's robust. I mean, there's a lot of information you get from
Yes.
and a lot of readings and things you can take from that, and a lot of directions you can go with it. So I think it's important for people to understand that it's a study. To me, it seems like it's a study in who you are, right? And from a genetic component. And how did this all come together? Like what's the brain that came up with this concept and formulated all of this?
Really, who's the manifestor that created the human design?
His name is actually Ra Uru Huru. And this all came through to him as a download.
So it's channeled entity. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which makes it very interesting. And once you learn human design and you've done a human design reading, we'll take you into your gene keys.
Which is also pretty cool, which is a whole other topic. Yeah.
So once you understand human design human design just helps you go, okay, this is my purpose in life. I'm allowed to be a hermit. And because when you're young and people call you a hermit, you go, I'm not a hermit. I'm going to go out and I'm going to like have friends and make friends and do things to prove you wrong. Now you can go, you know what? I am a hermit. It's who I'm meant to be. I am a role model. I have big shoulders. Give me all your problems. It's my human design. I can handle the problems. Yeah. So I love human design because it helped me understand who I am more, and I don't have to try so hard to identify with someone. I can go, okay, I'm Maylene and I'm happy being that.
That's great.
And your own business can have its own human design. So the day you register your business can have its own human design and astrology chart, which is also interesting as well.
So then my brain immediately goes, so then if that's the case, can we plan out the best date for a business based on that? So to start up a business and register? Can we like future project that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think with astrology, you can, in terms of don't register your business if Venus is in retrograde or Mars is in retrograde. But you can look at your chart. So my human design, my astrology chart says that my block is speaking about money. So I know I have a money word. My father was a gambler. My mother loved giving money. And then my stepmother loved saving money. And according to my astrology and human design, I'm meant to heal that wound and teach other women about money.
Nice.
Because I've had all the different experiences of gambling. So money comes, money goes, money comes, money goes. Then the one who gives it away because she feels like it's just going to fall out the sky. And then the other mother who's like, let's save it all because we came from World War II and we won't ever have. What if there's another one?
Yeah.
Okay, so going off of what Gary said, though, so my question is it the date that you register the business or the date that you conceptualize the business? Would there be a difference there? So, for example, so we conceptualized the infinity matrix and the infinity process 13 years ago, but we didn't register until a business until later on, until we actually kind of figured out what the concept was going to be and how it was going to work.
I would look at both dates and then see which one resonates with you more. But I find that it's the day you register the business because you're like, this is my business. I've become serious about it.
Ah, okay.
Because there are a lot of people out there going, I want to start a business. Let me start a candle making business. Let me start a candle making business. Let me make cakes. They would be doing a human design chart every single week. So when they register it, and I'm sure you probably tell your clients this, the day you stop treating your business like a hobby, it will stop paying you like a hobby. So when you register it, you're like, I'm serious. This is my business. It's going to make me the money I need it to.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
we got to do that though. That's now I'm really curious. Oh my God.
I would definitely love to see your astrology chart for your business, to see what are your best days to launch things. And
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that really is. Yeah. Okay.
Really cool. So yeah.
So then the follow-up to that is then, how does someone get in touch with you to do what's your availability to do that? Do you have scheduled times that you do it? Because I know you do a lot of talking, a lot of interviews and things like that. So how can someone get a hold of you in order
She has the Feminure summer camp coming up here very soon as well, which we'll talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about it now.
So one, to get a hold of me, I'm always on Instagram. So Maylene May, you can find me there, or look under Wealth Alchemist. And then just send me a DM. Normally it takes me about 2 weeks to get your chart ready because I have to look at it, read into it. And instead of doing once-off readings, I'm creating a whole month reading so I can help people understand it and integrate it. Because a lot of people get the reading or hear the reading and then they're like, okay, that didn't make any sense to me at all. I don't agree with it, but they haven't integrated it. Because they don't want to be put into a box. Mostly that's people like me, projectors, who go, I don't agree with that, so I'm going to prove you wrong and I'm going to be a rebel just because I can be. The Fempreneur Summit is a summit I've been working on for about a year, but I just never had enough time to get it together. And I think the planets aligned, and we are actually in an incredible time, astrologically speaking, for you to be launching your business, to be starting things, because the world is changing how we see money and how we deal with people. And the way of the old way is falling behind, where we look up to one role model, where we're going, I can create things. Let me find a coach. Let me find a coach who believes in more than just making money. So the infinite wisdom is incredible, because it's not just business. It's not just money. It's universal. It's the world. It's the planet. It's taking everything and combining it. So it's a great time to be starting anything if anyone's looking at it. It's a great year for starting a lot. So the summit is coming up, and it's really about how to add more fun and pleasure into your business and into your days, because I find we get to June and people do one of two things. They go, I haven't achieved enough this year, so I'm not going to carry on and I'm going to give up. Or they go, oh my goodness, we're halfway through the year. What happened to the year? I don't know what to do. Let me quickly find a coach. Let me quickly buy some courses. Let me quickly do things so that by December comes, I can go, I've achieved something. Yeah. So for the rest of the month, people are going to be going, should I follow my dreams, or should I just give up and wait till January the 1st?
Yeah.
So that was the logic in having the summit now.
That's awesome. And if you can, we'll post that link to the summit in the comments.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
You also did mention to us something about a free gift you were giving our audience. Did you want to kind of talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So it's a very basic gift. It's a little workbook, and they have it's called the Business Basics book, because I find that business isn't hard. We just need the right coaches. But I also find that we're too scared to start things, so we never know where to start. So there's 2 books. They can get either one from you, is the Business Basics book or the Rituals to Riches, which is really about, people don't like the word consistency, but we need consistency that's consistent to them. And human design helps with that as well. So consistency to you might be waking up at 5 every day and doing a post. For some of us, consistency is waking up and doing a post every Friday. So both books are about starting your business, getting into a bit of a routine, but one that's right for you. Because if it's not right for you, and it's only because someone else said so, we're not going to stick with our own routines and our own thoughts and our own goals.
Great. So
I
put those links.
Putting too much in. So sometimes it's hard to explain, because I'm like, give them so much information. It's a projector thing. Give them so much. And then I'm like, okay, I speak too much.
Yeah, we understand that one.
For sure.
I'm putting your Instagram link in the comments right now too. So
yeah, I did as well. Yeah.
Instagram or the gift?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did Insta first.
Oh, yep, there it is. Yep.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So when you were talking earlier, something popped up in my head. I was like, okay, so is there where, as an entrepreneur, is there a way to think about, because as an entrepreneur, one of the things you should do, or you've been taught to do, is to create this ideal avatar, this ideal client that you want to go for. Do we look at those personality types for that avatar, and then do we is there a way to kind of then steer our marketing and or sales efforts towards that?
Sorry, I don't know if it's my internet connection, but you broke up a little bit, but I think I got the gist of it. So you asked if we should create our avatars according to their human design.
Correct. And then the marketing and the sales process based on that.
That's actually a really great question. I would say yes. If you are the type of person, if you're a projector and you are told by your coach to create a project and sell on a very specific day and then show up every day consistently, they don't have consistent energy. Their sales process, their launch is not going to work. It's not going to be the same. Same as generators. They have to feel very excited, very lit up. So you will find, and this goes for all personality types, it doesn't matter what you sell. If you're not excited and you don't show up with the energy that you want to, it won't work either way.
Right.
In terms of who you want to sell to for your sales process, you can speak to them differently. So projectors need to be invited into your program. So you won't say, sign up for my program. Anybody who wants to make money, this is the link. You'll say, I'm inviting you into this program, into a safe community where I'm going to help you and guide you. But it's not going to be hectic. It's not going to be a membership where I'm going to talk to you every day and you have to do things every day. It's a safe space for you where you will feel comfortable and you can do things at your own pace, but you can always come to me and speak to me and I'll always guide you. For manifesting generators, you're going to say, this is the entire course. There are 12 modules. You can do all of them if you want to, or you can do one if you want to, but it's up to you. As long as you have the energy to get through it and implement it, we're here to support you. So projectors need to feel invited and recognized, that you understand who they are. Generators need a yes or no answer. So if in your sales post, if you say, come join me, this is a really great sales course on how you can use human design to sell, they're not going to respond to that. You need to say, do you want to join a course on human design? Yes or no.
Interesting. Okay.
Then they will say yes and sign up.
Right. So with that in mind, then, so are you saying that you would approach each one in a different way when it comes to marketing your business?
Yeah.
So most people I work with sell on Instagram. So we use stories a lot. So you'll hop on your stories, and for a generator, you'll put yes, no questions, or you will do a poll that they can pick. And then you can see who answered, and you can always send them an individual message. And you can do that on stories, or just every day when you post your sales post, change it a little bit. So today be like, I'm inviting you into this program where you're going to feel safe. And the second day say, would you like to join a program that's going to teach you how to make money? Yes or no?
Interesting.
So yes or no.
Interesting. So there's the neuro-linguistic part of it that's that intrigues me about that too. That's pretty cool.
In what way?
Just having the language patterns for the different styles, right? So you would test out different headlines, and then that would then segment them, and then kind of have that communication follow that personality style. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then you have data to back it up afterwards, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's going to be the our topic of the week.
Yeah.
Developing that data. So that's fascinating.
I think you can kind of combine it as well. As long as you make people, you have to ask the question, you have to give the facts, and then you have to make everybody feel safe in your space and welcomed. I think when you are coaching someone and working with someone, that's where it plays a big role. So with a projector, if they say to you, and I've had this with a coach where I said, I want to create a summit, and she goes, I don't know if that's the right time. I don't know if you have enough energy. I don't think you're niching enough. Immediately I was put off because I wasn't recognized. And it's kind of like giving someone a gold star. So I find with projector, you have to say, you're not well done. That was an excellent idea. But let me ask you, do you have the capacity and the energy for it? And then for generators, you'd be like, I love the idea. Are you very excited? Yes or no? If you're very excited, let's go for it.
Right.
For manifestors, there are only 9%. So you love to start it. You're going to start it. How would you like me to help you finish it? Because I know that finishing isn't your thing. So let me inform you, and we can inform each other, not to keep track of each other, but it's your strategy.
Right.
I know you're going to start really well and really strong. How can I help you finish it?
So do you find that there's a difference in between these as far as which ones are more the decision makers? Like I'm gonna make the decision to do that program versus I need to go get permission to do that program, or I'm not sure about doing that program. Is that distinguished when it comes to human design as well?
It is, because some people have an emotional authority. So you have an ego authority. You're a manifest and you have an ego authority. I have an emotional authority. So, and a lot of guys will relate to this because they'll say, my wife can't make up her mind for things. I'll ask her what she wants for dinner and she'll tell me what she doesn't want. And I'll say, do you want burgers? And she's like, I don't know. And I'll say, do you want pizzas? And she's like, I don't know. And you're like, well, you don't know what you want. What do you want? And an emotional authority has to decide and make a decision when they're not high, not saying no, not saying yes, when they're like, you know what, I actually think I need someone to help me become a relationship coach. So it does help in terms of them saying yes or no, because not everyone is an emotional authority. And when you're an emotional authority, you have to say yes or no when you're not in either height of an emotion. I think that's why when people launch things, we take about a month to launch, because you have to make sure you're speaking to everybody depending on what you're selling as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So manifesting generators hate waiting. So the minute you put up a sale, they'll be like, yes, I'm in, sure. Teach it all for me. And you're like, well, it's a 4-month program. And they're like, can you give it to me in a week? So those are those people where you need a lot more energy to keep them busy and keep them going. And yeah.
Wow.
That's fun. It's just absolutely, this is just so amazing. We're going to probably be doing a lot of talking about this after this interview, as far as, kind of developing more specific marketing, more specific ideas to attract or better serve all of our complete audience that we have, whether it be in our programs or on the interviews and such, and so that we can be more concise and get that message through. Because from what I'm getting from you is that if we make this approach for one specific design, then the other ones are just going to go, oh, that's not for me. Am I pretty much correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think especially if you have group coaching and you have, let's say, 10 people in the class, and there's always that one quiet one who has an undefined throat center, who's too scared to speak, who wasn't invited to speak because you didn't say, I'm opening the floor.
Exactly.
All of you talk right now. Because we will normally go, is there any more questions? And the person who's too shy to answer will go, well, I'm just going to keep quiet. Instead, you can go, I'm opening the floor. Do we have any questions? And if they say no, then you can call people up by name as well. I think it also helps if you have clients and they know, because then they know in their mind, and I know I do this in group classes, I'll go, okay, I'm a projector. I don't have a defined throat center. I know I want to ask a question. I'm just going to wait for the right time, or I'm going to type it or email them in advance. So I don't feel like I'm disrupting the class because I don't want to take over. So it helps them to understand how they can approach their people they work with as well, their mentors.
That's brilliant. Okay, so we're kind of coming up. We got about 6 minutes left. Why don't you give everybody a really, really good rundown on the Feminor Summer Camp Summit and how they can find you. You're going to send us the link so we can put it in the comments. Let's go from there. And what's it about? Is this summer camp about human design, or is it about wealth creation, or kind of the combination of the two?
So the summit is actually, we named it summer camp because everyone's going to summer camp at the moment. So it's more for entrepreneurs to add more fun. So I have different speakers, one on a good morning routine, one on sexual liberation, one on manifestation, 3 on human design, because I do love human design, marketing and business strategies. So it's a combination of everything. So there's something there for everyone, but a lot of it has to do with how to go from the middle of the year to making sure that you don't feel like when you get to next month or the month after or December that you haven't had the motivation. Because some people in the middle of the year just need motivation from different people. I do love the human design. There is a lady talking about Instagram bios, how to make your bio really great. One lady's talking about sexual liberation in your business, because a lot of women feel they need to look a certain way or feel a certain way before they show up. And that holds a lot of women back, going, I don't look like her, so I can't succeed. So there's a lot. It's a little bit of everything. I didn't make it too specific. I just wanted it to be something fun for summer camp because summer.
Nice.
So yeah, and then everyone can find me on my Instagram, Maylene May, or Facebook. Yeah, and the links will be in the comments. So this has been such an honor.
What's the dates on the summit? What's the actual dates on the summit?
The 21st to the 24th of June. So next week, Wednesday to Saturday.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good. Good. And what do you so you named it the Fempreneur. So obviously it's geared towards women who are in business or want to be in business and who want to come away with better ideas, a better game plan.
Mostly spiritual entrepreneurs.
Excuse me?
Mostly people who, like yourself, have open minds about everything, because there's so many different topics.
Right. All right. Fantastic. That sounds really interesting. I think I might just jump on that and see what's going on.
I would love that.
All right. Well, that's Gary. You have any last questions? That was the fastest hour we've ever done.
No, went by so quick. Yeah, well, I think that we'll have you back on again, because I think that this opens the door for the Gene Keys stuff, which I think is pretty interesting as well. As our audience knows, we're all about looking at what we call the infinity matrix, the matrix that's external, internal, and how it all kind of comes together as this individual moment that we call now. And I think all those pieces help us to have more understanding of what that is and how we can interrelate with the moment and whatever shows up as a result of that. So,
okay,
fantastic. Yeah. So, Maylene, thank you so very much for taking the time. Our thoughts are with you when it comes to your summit. We wish you the best of luck, and we're sure that it's going to be successful. I know that you have been doing kind of an interview tour for the last couple of weeks, and the next 5 or 6 days that are coming after that. So, and next week we have another interview coming up with a goddess of higher self. Her name is Linda Waisaka, and she's an abundance and money mindset coach. So stay tuned next week. We're on a roll. We really are. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you next week.
All right, be well, everyone.
Interview series. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Maylene. Bye-bye. The storm isn't coming. It's here. And most of us weren't ready for this onslaught of trials and tribulations we're currently facing. They require new concepts and new tactics to prepare you for what lies ahead. We want to show you how to unleash the full sum of your entrepreneurial potential, challenging all of your energy, harnessing all of your power into a force of unstoppable momentum. If your growth and continuing evolution of your life are of paramount importance to you, and if you genuinely aspire to make 2023 and beyond the most fulfilling of your life, then it's crucial to make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. We offer you a turning point in your life, in your career, propelling you towards the business success you've always dreamed of. Please, don't miss out on this chance to break free from the shackles of financial hardship. Don't lose this opportunity to elevate yourself to new heights of business mastery. Claim your free VIP ticket now. Get exclusive access to Gary and Ross and seize the $1,600 in bonuses that we've set aside for you. Do it before it's too late. So click on the registration link below and let us support you every step of the way on your journey beyond success.